Hey, what is up, you guys? Christopheles here, or Krista, whatever's easiest for you. Today is story time day, where I tell you guys a stressful story, a funny story, whatever. And I am going to do these videos at least once a week, and I'm going to try and have 3 stories per video to make it a little bit more entertaining so everybody can kind of get something out of each of these videos. Videos today are just random things that have happened to me where companies have just about screwed me over. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to name the companies. I'm not going to name any people involved. I'm just going to tell you what happened and how stressful it became, because it still irritates me to this day. And as you can see, we have like half the shelf put up, not completely done yet. It'll hopefully be done this weekend, we'll see. So story number 1 is how my credit almost got fucked up because of a company. So I shopped at this store quite a bit, quite often, and there's a hair on me. Yeah. I shopped at this company a lot. They always had really good deals going. They're just awesome company. And one time we went, me and my boyfriend did, and this woman told me, "Hey, do you have credit card for this from our store?" And I'm like, "No, I don't, but I'm not really interested," because at the time I wasn't about anything to do with credit cards or anything close to that. So, you know, I'm not interested in that. And this woman's like, "Well, you should really try this, you know," and she basically pretty much would not scan anything we had until I decided and agreed to get a card from this store. Now, our total was maybe $50, and she said I could save, like, I think 10 or 15% off for signing up for the card. So I was like, screw it, I'll sign up for the card, I won't put anything on it. She's like, "Well, if you're gonna sign up for the card, you at least have to put a couple dollars on it." So mind you, I put maybe, I think she said there was like $2.45 put on the card. And I gave her the rest of the money, like 40 something bucks, to pay off the rest of my purchase, and we left, and I never touched the card again. Eventually, I got months and months later, almost a year later, this was 2014, I think this happened, that I got the letter. I got the letter in like 2015, 2016. So sometime in the past couple of years this has happened. So I got a letter, and it said, "You owe," it was like a collections agency that sent me the letter, not the company, a collections agency. They said, "You owe like 200 something on this because of this card." And we found out, we called the collection agency and everything like that. We called the company, and they told me I had put the full $40 or $50 purchase on the card. So this woman charged the total on the card and then took my money still hand, telling me, "No, there's only $2 put on your card." But she took all my money anyways. I had never been so mad in my entire life. And of course, my grandmother being my grandmother and being really good about dealing with these kinds of things, because in my whole life, I had never dealt with something like this. I didn't know who to call, what to do, how to go about this, how to pay for any of this. Mind you, I wasn't making enough to be able to afford that, plus my groceries and everything else that I had to pay for at the time. So I wasn't going to be able to afford anything with that. And so my grandmother called the company. She had to tear into them about it. You know, she had to really talk and move up the ladder until we finally got in touch with the big overall company and like a director of the company and everything, explaining the issue. Now, since this whole thing happened, mind you, I never got a physical card in the mail. Eventually I did, and I haven't touched it since. I don't dare touch the card. I am too afraid to touch it because I don't get anything in the mail from them. They don't send what they need to send. And it took so long to get this figured out. And the last time we went to the store around the same time, the woman wasn't there. I don't know if they fired her for doing what she did. I don't know how many other people she did that to, but apparently I looked online when this first happened, and there were lots of people saying that this had happened to them too. Like, they were told they only put so much on the card and everything, all from the same state that I live in. So I'm assuming this woman had done it to more than one person, and she had to have been stealing money. She had to have been stealing people's money. I don't know. But all I know is now that it's done and out of the way, I don't plan to shop there again. At least not anytime soon. Because I also completely missed this part of the story. I had to go into the store. I brought the copy of the letter and everything. They kept telling me to call customer service. I called so many times. I could never get a hold of anybody. Nobody would ever answer. And they'd keep telling me, we can't help you in the physical store. We can't help you in person. You have to call this number. Or if I called the store, they'd like connect me to this other phone number, and nobody ever answered. And that makes me so mad. Like, that is terrible customer service. I can't stand when that kind of thing happens. It ticks me off. It makes me so mad. I mean, what is the point of having this number that people can call for questions or concerns or anything like that and not answering? Who does that? Who? Again, not going to name the company. I hope I didn't end this whole rant. For privacy reasons for that company. And, you know, I mean, it's probably happened to other people. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen often anymore. But things like that happen a lot. Now, my second story is another issue I had with a cell phone company. I'm not going to say which one. I'm with a much better one now. But this was when my boyfriend first started living here, and he had just gotten a recent job, and at the time all he had was a cell phone iPod type thing that he had to be connected to Wi-Fi to use Messenger, texting, stuff like that, and he could only iMessage people. Now, a lot of people do that. That's fine. But it's best to have a phone, and he was tired of his boss having to call my phone to try and get a hold of him, and if I wasn't home, I had to leave my phone at home, and he didn't like doing that because if something happened and I needed to contact him, I couldn't. So it came down to we have to get a phone plan. At the time, the phone plan I was originally on was my grandparents', but I was like, well, we could get a phone plan through this company, and we looked at the prices, and it was too expensive for both of us, so we went through another phone company that was much cheaper. I traded in my grandmother's old iPhone 4S, I think 4S. Yeah, it was probably the 4S. Mailed it in, everything, got they did some sort of rebate. I don't know what it was. All I know is I had to mail in the phone. I wasn't going to get the phone back when this happened. So we got the phone plan. We got the phone set up. I got a Samsung. I'm back to my iPhone now. I've been on the iPhone thing for probably a year now. And this company we had a phone bill that was coming up, and I had payments on a new phone that I was going to get, and I had to make the payments on it and everything like that. So when we got the phone plan and we came up, we started to notice that the service wasn't very good. It was very spotty and sketchy. It just didn't work out where we were. And it turns out that the cell phone company works best in the city area or out in the mall area. Like, we were getting awesome service out and about, like in, near the mall and any cities that we were near. But we're out in like a country type area, so we weren't gonna get service with this company. So we ended up deciding, it came down to, we need service to be able to use the phones. There's no point for paying for service that we're not getting. Obviously, like, if you're not going to get any bars, what's the point of paying for the phone? Like, $100-something phone bill a month. I think it was like $130, $140. Now we're paying a little bit more, but we're better off because we're getting better service out and about with the bars and everything. So anyways, we went to the company, we got all our information transferred to where we are now, and I called, I paid the last of what I thought we were going to have to pay, and the woman on the phone told me, she's like, don't worry, your payments are done, don't worry about having to pay any extras on the phone, you gave it back to the company, this, that, and the other, telling me nothing was gonna come up. Everything would be fine. So I assumed everything would be fine. Now, after we had been rid of this company for months and months, we got something in the mail from them saying that we owed, I think it was like 200 something or 100 something. It was something obnoxiously large. To be told you owe months after being away from them. And there was nothing on record, even though the woman told me there was stuff on record, that there was no payment showing. None. There was no payment whatsoever showing that I owed, and the woman told me that. And I'm like, okay, well, I got this thing in the mail. It said this. She's like, no, you don't have to worry about it. Just forget about it. I'm like, so nothing's going to come back and bite me in the ass or anything like that? And she's like, no. She lied to me. Right into my ear, she lied and fed me and spewed me lies that it was going to be fine. And then I ended up owing more money. So we ended up paying it because we weren't going to deal with it. But, wait. I called the woman, I paid it to her, but then I was like, so nothing else is going to come up. And she's like, yeah, nothing else is going to come up. Months and months later, after this phone call was done and over with, we got something in the mail that we had to go onto our account and pay. So, what old information I had, I went on there, I tried to sign in, it wouldn't let me. It told me I didn't have an account. So we called, and they're like, what is your account number? I'm like, we don't have an account anymore. We're on a whole new phone company. You guys just mailed this to us when we were told nothing was going to come up. So eventually, it got handled somehow. We are in the clear with this, and I'm done with certain companies and changing phone companies and getting cards from stores unless it's like a rewards card where I earn points. The only thing I'm going to use is earning points. I want nothing to do with that credit card and stores bullshit. If a store offers you a credit card, don't do it unless you know other people that have a card there and it goes fine. Even then, you probably still shouldn't. If you're younger, it's just probably not worth it to you at all. You know, it wasn't worth it to me. But, so pretty much, lesson learned for me, don't sign up for any cards at any stores. And don't try and switch phone companies and trust anyone on the phone that says, oh, you don't owe anything. Because that's probably not true. You probably owe like hundreds of dollars on something. So guys, my last story is really dumb. Super duper dumb. It's not funny to anyone else except me and this specific friend. She's actually my best friend. She watches my videos. Hi Erica. I love you. I had to share this story with the channel, and I know you're probably going to be laughing when you watch this. So, basically, as many people know, Dairy Queen, when you get, there was that thing where if you get a blizzard and they don't dip it upside down, you get a free blizzard, whatever, you get $1 off your next blizzard or whatever, what have you, you know, something like that. But me and Erica had never heard about that. Like, ever. I never knew they did that. And all the times I had ever gone to get a blizzard, they never flipped it upside down. Like, that I can recall ever in my entire life. So, we went one day and we got blizzards. And we pull up to the window. And this girl hands him out the window and just tips him upside down and tips another one and hands him to us completely, like, straight faced, like, just, here you go, have a nice day, after flipping our ice cream upside down. Me and Erica both stopped and she parked the car. We kind of start eating and then we both stop and we look at each other and we just burst into laughter. And we were like, did you just see what this woman did? She flipped our blizzards upside down. Like, flipped them upside down. Like, and now anytime we go get a blizzard, if they flip it upside down, we have to hold in everything we can to not laugh when they do it. I tell that story to, like, everybody, and nobody else laughs. I thought it was funny. It's mostly one of those you had to be there, but, you know, when something happens and you don't know about it or you don't expect it, and it's just, like, the weirdest thing you've ever seen, it is hilarious. Second part to the story, a couple months later, maybe almost a year later, I went with my boyfriend, Simply Manor 207, and our friend Ben to Red Robin. And everybody knows about their bottomless fries. I hope you guys know about their bottomless fries. If not, you're probably going to laugh along with me if you enjoy puns as much as I do. So we went to Red Robin. As usual, we each got a burger or something from there. I think Ben and Simply Manor 207 got appetizers. Because me and Andy, my boyfriend, hadn't eaten yet. So I got like a burger with some fries or whatever. And I'm like, you know, I'm just going to take my fries out and dump them out. So I lift the container and they all fall out of the little bottomless container. And I just stopped and I was like, did you guys see what just happened? And everybody's like, yeah. And Ben's like, bottomless fries. And I was laughing so hard because all I could think in the back of my head was the Dairy Queen situation. And the woman comes back, our waitress, and she's like, do you guys want some more bottomless fries? And I'm like, no, thank you. And I'm laughing. I'm basically crying at this point. And she just looks at me, and I'm pretty sure she thought I was crazy. Like, she literally probably thought I was having, like, a mental breakdown at the table in the middle of the restaurant. And that is why you can't take me anywhere. Ever. I shouldn't be allowed in public. My friends shouldn't bring me anywhere, but they do. I don't know why any of you bring me anywhere, but you probably shouldn't. But anyways, you guys, those are the 3 stories I had for today. I hope they were entertaining in some way to you. If you have any stories like these, feel free to comment them down below. Hit the subscribe button and leave a like on this video because it really helps me out. And you know, if you want to share your stories with me and you want me to tell them, go ahead and tweet them at me or comment below and do hashtag Christophely's Storytime. Yeah. As always, you guys, stay smiling, stay positive, even when companies are trying to screw you out of money. I'll see all you amazing people in the next video. Bye-bye.